Thank you very much, Sensei. I'd like to welcome all the families that are here to honor their loved ones. The Hatsubon service is when temples honor those who have passed away since the last year's Obon. The family offers a candle in memory of their loved one during this special service. We're combining it actually with our Obon service, which acknowledges the legacy left by friends and family who have gone before us. It provides us a special time to reflect on our past and envision the future legacy that we ourselves hope to leave to others. It's really an honor to be able to hold this service. This is our first service since we've been doing our remediation efforts. So I think this is a perfect time to do Hatsubon. That's the service we really need to do first. For the Hatsubon candlelight ceremony, we'll be doing that kind of after the chanting and then the incense offering by organizations, and then our Gatha Ondoksan, and then we'll have the candlelight ceremony. And just to alert you, what we will do is we'll ask one person to be the representative to light the candle, and then the others in the family can offer incense at the same time. I'd just like to mention who we are honoring for Hatsubon in 2025. We're honoring in loving memory Alice Umeno Ige, who passed away on August 13th, 2024, Toyoko Okida, who passed away on August 16th, 2024, and Hiroshi Kikawa, who passed away on April 18th, 2025. So thank you for the families who were able to come. Okay. And next we will have, Sensei will first start with Sambujo, and then the announcement of service, and then sutra chanting will be Sambutsuge, which is on page 33 of the Shinran Buddhist service book. And for Japanese, it's on page 37 of the Shin Buddhist service book.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I will chant the Sambujo, and the meaning of this Chinese Buddhist chant is to invite all Buddhas into the room with us, and by extension, to invite all positive influence into our lives and all positive influence into our deceased loved ones' lives. Bujo Mida Nyolai Niundo Jo Son Ge Bujo Shaka Nyolai Niundo Jo Son Ge Jipo Nyolai Niu Today, on this occasion of the year 2025 combined Obon and Hatsubon service, the members of our temple, our friends, and our guests reverently repeat our reliance upon the three treasures of the truth. We rely upon the Buddha, we rely upon the Dharma, we rely upon the Sangha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Anda Butsu, Namo Da Butsu, Namo Da Butsu. We will, as Kathy said, go on now to chant the Sanbutsuge. I believe it's page 33 in your book. Busatsu Daimuryo Jukyo Sanbutsuge Kogen Gigi Ijin Mugoku Nyode Enmyo Muyo Tosya Nichigatmani Shuko Enyo Kaishtonpe Yunyaku Jumoku Nyolai Yogen Shothe Murin Shongaku Daion Korun Jippo Kaimon Shojin Tammai Chie Itoku Muryo Shushokeyu Jintai Lennen Shobuten Hokai Gujin Jinno Kungongai Tai Mumyo Yokunu Seison Yomu Ninno Shishi Jintoku Muryo Kukun Kodai Chie Jinmyo Komyo Itho Shindo Daisen Ganga Tabuten Taisho Ho O Ado Shoji Nihuge Daten Fute Joi Kainin Shojin Myose Sammai Chie Ijo Kote Tokubuten Fugyo Shigan Ithai Kuku Itha Dayan Keshi Ubuten Yakuten Okuman Muryo Daisho Shunyong Odya Kuyo Issai Shito Shobuten Funyo Gudo Kensho Hungyaku Kinyong Odya Shobuten Sekai Bufu Kage Mushu Setendo Komyo Shisho Enshi Shokoku Yode Shojin Ijin Nanryo Ryogata Buten Kokudo Daichi Goshu Kimyo Dojo Chodaten Kokunyo Nayon Nimu Toto Gato Aimin Dodaten Isai Jippo Raisho Shinnetten Shoujo Ito Gakoku Keiraku Annon Kobuten Shinmyo Lega Shinsho Kotsugan Nohi Rikisho Shoyoku Jippo Seison Chie Muge Joryo Shison Chiga Shingyo Keiryo Shinshi Shoku Dokuchu Kagyo Shojin Ninju Huke Namandabu 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 Kani shikudoku Yodo sei isai no no nai shin onyo an ra koku. Namanda Burmanda Namanda 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 Burmanda Namo Mirabutsu Namo Mirabutsu Namo Mirabutsu Namanda Butsu Namo Mirabutsu.
Thank you very much, Sensei. Next, we will have incense offering by the organizations of the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. First, youth groups, and oh, great. Thank you so much. Buddhist Women's Association. Pasadena Buddhist Temple. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the representatives. And I think the Lim family did overtime work, being both youth and Buddhist Women's Association. If everyone can rise, and we'll be singing one of my favorite songs, Ondok-san, number 2, page 146. Thank you. If everyone could please be seated. We're going into a very important part of our service today. It's the Hatsubon candle lighting ceremony. And Sensei will assist you in, if you could have one representative come up to light the candle, and the others in the family, if they could come up and offer incense at the same time, we'd appreciate it. And let's see, Sensei will be ready shortly. First, it will be for Alice Umeno Ige. Once again, she passed away on August 13th, 2024. Thank you. Next is for Toyoko Okida, and she passed away on August 16, 2024. If we can have a representative come up, and then the rest, and the family, if you can offer incense. I believe all 3 incense burners are available. And the last person will be Hiroshi Kikawa, who passed away on April 18th, 2025. And they're not able to attend, but I will go ahead and invite them. Thank you very much to all the families who are able to honor their loved ones. And next, we will have a Dharma message by Reverend Gibbs.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for announcing the service. Thanks to Ellen for recording the service, and to Howard for accompanying the service, and to my wife, Kyoko Okura Gibbs, for cleaning the Naijin up for us, and also the Hondo, the Gaijin area, because this is the first time we've been in here since the remediation, and things were not exactly as they should have been. So she had to work very hard. Appreciate Kyoko's efforts. I just talk, and I'm going to talk to you about our having these losses. And, you know, your losses are our losses. You know, Mrs. Okita passed away when we were on vacation. It just, I mean, we're having a great time with like a lead balloon, you know. We just turned around, came back right away. You didn't need us right away. That was it for vacationing, you know. She was close to my wife, and we saw both Mr. and Mrs. Okita a lot. And so, you know, we're pleased to be able to honor her one more time. I went to see Mrs. Ige 3 times, I think, 3, 4 times. And she was always so sweet. The first thing she let me know is, I can't hear. But I know you're chanting. It's okay. I know what you're doing. I can't hear, but I know what you're doing. So I still chanted the sutras for her. Rinju Gongyo, we call it, the service while the person is still alive. It also serves as the Makara Gyo if they pass before you see them next. Mr. Kikawa, I never met to my recollection, Hiroshi. But I know the family well. I know his children very well, and I know many of his grandchildren, and we also are very sorry that he had to pass on. He had a long life, but you know, what I always tell everybody when I see somebody who's lost someone at a senior age, for the family, it just makes it worse, you know. He was there all that years, 90-some years, 100 years, you know. Then when you lose them, man, that was somebody who was with you for 80 years of your life, and now they're gone. The person who lost their mother at 20 really didn't have as much of a loss, you know. This is terrible when you have them with you all that time and then they're gone. So I know, I'm sorry. People will think, oh, you had her so long. You shouldn't be complaining. No, it's worse. It's worse when you have to let go of somebody you've been with that long. Now this service is dedicated especially to these 3 people, Toyoko Okita, Alice Ige, and Mr. Hiroshi Kikawa. I am very sorry for your losses. We appreciate your being here. We appreciate taking the trouble to be here. And I appreciate that I'm able to be here with you, as the oldest full-time Jodo Shinshu minister in the United States. I'm pleased to be anywhere, but I'm especially pleased to be here today in this part of planet Earth. And again, it's a funny situation because on the one hand, this is a solemn event, and these were nice people, and I know they were all senior people. They all had a good long life, but I miss these people. And it's sad, but it's also really nice to be here again and to see you all, see people I haven't seen in a while, and to be here in our Hondo actually being a Buddhist temple. We've been a Buddhist temple these last 8 months, but we weren't acting like one. We didn't feel like we were one, and now we're back at it. This is us. This is what we do. We come here and share our commitment to the Buddha Dharma. We share the nurturance that we receive from the Buddha Dharma, and we share our losses together. So a happy day for a solemn event. And the sadness of your losses, I know, needs to be confronted honestly and strongly, but you can still do that while holding hope for reunion in the future, in another realm, in another way. We have all lost people we love. I believe that I will be reunited with my parents in the future. How can that be? How can that be? Well, allow me to suggest 3 models, 3 ways of thinking about it you might be able to follow to feel that you will see them again. See Mrs. Ige, see Mrs. Okita, see Mr. Kikawa. So I'll think about my mother. If you've lost your mother, think about your mother. And if you haven't lost your mother, be glad of that and think about your grandmother or someone else that you truly loved who's passed on. We need several different ways of thinking, several different models of thought, several different ways of envisioning this to lift up this promise of reunion, which our tradition does hold up for us, does hold out this promise. One way of understanding is through a concept of oneness, universal oneness. For one thing, we expect to be in the Pure Land with Amida Buddha and to find ourselves united with, in my case, my deceased mother, in a luminous unity within the vast sea of sentient beings. This is a matter of being part of being one with reality, deeply one, in touch with every aspect and every person we've lost. And Shinran tells us that Amida Buddha is the ocean-like great heart and mind into which we are absorbed. In the same wasan or poem, he says that Amida Buddha is the pure one who broadly grasps all beings. That term's used a lot in our tradition, grasp. It sounds like they're hugging you. It's not a hug. It's more like two amoeba becoming one, two microscopic organisms merging and becoming one reality. This oneness is one way to understand how we can be reunited with, in my case, my deceased mother, be reunited with Mrs. Ige, Mr. Kikawa, Mrs. Okita. Amida Buddha is the pure one who broadly grasps all beings. Grasps, again, in the sense of taking it into himself as one. Imagining this great oneness is, for one thing, imagining becoming united with all our deceased loved ones, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, in a vast, swirling, wonderful fusion of all in all, the universal oneness to which the Buddha awoke. We will be united in a realm of absolute freedom, and in that realm of absolute freedom, we will again be in touch with those we love, the ones who've preceded us. Another, excuse me, another way we might understand reunion with those we love, who have preceded us in death, is expressed by Shinran in article number 5 of the Tanya Sho. Allow me to read that. I read this on occasion. It's one of my favorite passages, but bear with me as I read the article 5 from the Tanya Sho, Shinran's oral teachings preserved by, we believe it was Yuembo. Shinran now speaking to us. As for myself, Shinran, I have never said the Nembutsu, even once, for the repose of my departed mother and father. For all beings, without exception, have been our parents and brothers and sisters in the course of countless lives in many states of existence. On attaining Buddhahood after this present life, we can save every one of them. You can save the mother you know in this life, and the mother you knew in another life, and the mother you're going to know in another life, and maybe the mother you know in another planet, in another portion of the universe right now. We're going to help liberate all of them, everyone we care about. We're saying the Nembutsu, reading again. We're saying the Nembutsu, indeed a good act in which I strove through my own powers, that I might direct the merit thus gained towards saving my father and my mother. But this is not the case. If, however, I simply abandon all sense of self-power, we can quickly attain enlightenment in the Pure Land, and we will be able to save, by means of vast understanding and abilities received from the Buddha, first, those with whom we have a close karmic connection, whatever suffering they may have fallen into. These were his words. Again, Tanisho, Article 5. And here in Chapter 5 of the Tanisho, Shinran explains that we can assist those we love after we become Buddhas in the next life. And in this article, he's working with a model of thought where the next life is pictured pretty much in linear fashion, with this way of talking. I go to my next life, and in my next life, I become a Buddha, and I go find you and make sure you're okay. So those are two ways of imagining ourselves into understanding what the Buddha is giving and what will be fully handed over to us in the pure realm. There is another nonlinear way of picturing reconnecting with those we've lost, that perhaps we should look at the universe as a multiverse. That was our idea before they made movies about it. In Buddhist Sino-Japanese, the term is Sanzen Daisen Sekai. In other words, all these different worlds are really one world, and they move into one another. They're connected. One thing flows into another. One universe flows through another without being obstructed. It is a multiverse. This was our idea first. And so when we look at the kind of linear vision of things that Shinran put on the Tanisho, I go to the Pure Land, and I become a Buddha, and then I go, oh, I wonder how my mom's doing, and then I go and say, oh, she's fine. Oh, what about my grandmother? And then I go, oh, well, she needs a little help. I'll help her here, So that's a kind of linear way of looking. But this other way of looking, my mother isn't just this one life. She has innumerable lives in innumerable aspects of the universe. The Dais Zen, San Zen Sekai. This multiverse. So that's another way you might understand. Maybe they're already living these new lives, and we just have to become awake enough to be in touch with them, here, there, and all kinds of places. It is a multiverse, according to Mahayana Buddhism. My mother, your deceased friends and family have numerous other lives, even now, unfolding in various worlds and dimensions, lives we can encounter in our enlightened state. That's another way, like the three different ways of trying to picture how you could be reunited with your loved ones, with your mom or your dad in the future. These three ways of thinking and others can help us to feel that we are still connected and will be reunited to our deceased mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, friends, and relations. And this is true. However, Ichigo Ichie, that's true too. Each meeting is unique and irrepeatable. And unrepeatable. While the people we love are still with us, this Ichigo Ichie fact is therefore not so troubling. If we have these other ways of thinking, they have these new lives under the Buddha's auspices. But this Ichigo Ichie, that each meeting is only for one time and you'll never have it back, that's also true. We will meet them again, but not in the exact form they were, and we won't be exactly the same either. At a recent minister's study session, I had meant to speak with Reverend Murakami, who's leaving our district. He's actually still living in the area, and so I'm going to see him on Wednesday, the 10th of September. But I'd meant to talk to him last week, but I didn't get to see him. So what the heck, I lost that attempt to see him, but I'll see him on September 10th, and I got a going away present for him and everything, So sometimes Ichigo Ichie, well, you won't have that encounter. You'll never see him like that again, but you'll see him again at this other place another time. I have every expectation of seeing Murakami-sensei again, so I'm not so distressed by having failed to have had more interaction with him as I had hoped to do. But at that same event, the Fuken, back in the year 2017, I saw Helen Sasaki, and I'd been meaning to talk to her. I saw that she was at it. It was a highly attended event, that one. She and her husband were there. And I saw Helen, and the transportation committee was rushing me off to my plane, you know, oh, you got to go over here. So she was just over there, and I just waved and smiled, you know. And she died last year. I never saw her again. This is what you should expect. That's why we say Ichigo Ichie. Each meeting is only one time. It's irrepeatable. I'll never see Helen again as I knew her in this life. And that's too bad, and I wish, I'm not going to tell you who it was, would have stopped pushing me. I just want to say hi to Helen. No, we got to go. You got to make your plane. The plane will be there. I'll take the next plane. I've missed planes before. There's always another plane eventually. But I feel bad about missing Helen, you know, and that we've all done that sometimes. Failed to make contact with someone who then wasn't there later. So we got to be careful. That opportunity is lost to me forever. I'll never have that little chat I hope to have with her in Reno, I think we were. Yeah, Reno, Nevada. And this is the sobering fact to go along with all the encouragement I was just trying to give you. I try to reassure you by talking about oneness, the multiverse, returning phase of awakening where you come back to help others. But it's also true that we'll never have that exact moment back again, and we'll never see people like they were. And so if, or as I believe, when we are reunited with our mothers, our deceased friends, those we are allied with, in their new lives, they won't be exactly as they were, and neither will we. And that's sometimes sad. There's a sadness about that, you know. What we have now, the lives we are living now with friends and family here, is unique and irrepeatable. When it's gone, it's gone. Our losses are real. I believe I will see my mother again, but not just as she was, which is really what I want. I will never hear her voice again. And that voice was produced by the vocal cords in her throat. That's gone. Yet I believe I will meet her again. But that is sad, and I won't ever hear that voice again, you know. One memory I hold of being with my mother is from 29 years ago, 5 years before she passed on. She had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema, which is what people who smoke heavily get, which is what they should talk about if they don't want you to smoke, because not everybody gets cancer, but everybody gets COPD if you keep smoking. And she had bad COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and so this was the last time she was able to go out to a movie and a dinner with the family. And we went to see Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and the now late Charles Grodin. And we all enjoyed the film. It was kind of sweet, because we all enjoyed the film. I liked the film. My taciturn father liked the film. My antisocial nephew liked the film. My extreme right-wing niece liked the film. My very liberal mother liked the film. We all had a good time watching the same movie, you know. And then we went to the Pacific Seafood Restaurant in Fresno, California on Ashland and Gettysburg, and we enjoyed the meal. I remember I had halibut. I remember my father had Ciapino. He always ordered that Ciapino at seafood restaurants. I tried to talk him out of it, because you know what about Ciapino, that it's yesterday's chicken and the day before. Yeah, it's all the old stuff that they put in the soup. But he liked it. He liked the mixture of different flavors. So yeah, he had the Ciapino like he always ordered, and I had the halibut, which is often what I order. We had a nice time, and that is gone forever. That's not going to come back. And that's what we mean by Ichigo Ichie. You can't repeat. You can't hold on. It is impermanent, this life. But people change and come back, change form, and there they are again. Just like you and me. We will see them again, but we will not have our losses back. I'm never going to watch a movie with my mom again. It's really too bad. I really like doing that. She was a movie person. She knew who married who and what film they were in before that one was made, and who the director was and what other movies he made. It was fun to watch movies with her. I regret that that is over. That part of my life is gone. And I regret your losses as well. Even with a pending reunion in the realm of light, you have lost what you had. You have lost those pleasant family dinners you had, sweet little outings to the movies or to the beach or to the mountains. And that is lost for now, and that is a sadness. Those tender little fulfillments we had are gone. And I share your sorrow in that. I hope you may also share my sort of conviction that I will see my deceased loved ones again. I will see my mother again. I'll see Helen Suzaki again, and all my friends and all my family who've preceded me into the mystery of death. Mrs. Toyo Okita, Mr. Hiroshi Kikawa, Mrs. Alice Ige. I will see them again, but not in the form that I knew them. And I won't be able to do things like share a meal and go to a movie with them. There'll be other things that'll be great, but what we had is gone. So this is my message for our Hatsubon Obon service. The good and the bad, the sad and the happy. We do believe we'll see our loved ones again, but we cannot have back what we had before, and it is lost, and that is a sadness. Thank you for being here today. Thanks to all of you for being here today. Of course, I want to thank my colleagues in preparing the service one more time. Alan Goto for videography and tech support, Howard Hayes for playing the organ, Kyoko Okura Gibbs for the hygiene prep and cleaning of the Hondo, and Kathy Mikuni for being our chairperson. Thank you for being here. We'll be back for Shosuke Hoyo on September 7th. That'll be our next service here in the temple. September 7th, 10 a.m. Hope to see you then. As you wish, please join me in a gasho of saying the Buddha's name a few times, closing the Dharma message portion of the service. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sensei, for a wonderful Dharma message on this Hatsubon Obon service. Next, Sensei will lead us in reading on the white ashes, which is on the back page. So if everyone can rise, and Sensei will read that and ask you to follow along and repeat it with him.
Yeah, we're going to do the English language version only today. Excuse me for that. But we have given you a copy of what we'll have to do this together.
It's right on the back. The transient of human beings is of this world, where both the old and the young alike are impermanent. We should make haste to place securely within our hearts the prime importance of this human existence, and with gratitude and humility, trust totally to the wisdom, compassion, and the truth. Yeah. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. If you could please be seated, and Sensei will, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And this was done by Shinran Shonin, who was our 8th chief abbot of our Honpa Honganji tradition, and he lived from 1415 to 1499 and wrote numerous letters to his lay people.
Dharma
Thank you, Sensei, for readings in both English and Japanese. I just want to make a comment that I wish I had known Alice Ige and Hiroshi Kikawa, but many of us who are with the Buddhist Women's Association knew Toyoko Okida-san. Every single chirashi, every makizushi time, she was always there. And she was a beautiful, kind of gracious. I would label her as gracious, but always smiled, always welcomed us. So, it really is, I've been at this temple for a while, and it's been since I first came to the temple, whether we were doing it, in the auditorium and, all the old, actually the more experienced people would tell us how to, place the parsley and place the, it's very, you have to move up in the ranks in order to get to, certainly not any kind of rolling for me. But I was good at closing boxes. But anyway, thank you again, for sharing her with us. And to the Ige family too, I would love to have known who Alice was, and I'm sure she was just a wonderful, wonderful person. And to the Kikawa family too. I'm sorry that you were they have lost. Yeah. 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 But again, thank you very much for the families for coming out on this Saturday to join us for Hatsubon. It makes us feel really like, at least part of Obon happened, because we didn't have Obon. And Obon is special, and that's why Hatsubon is special, because it's to remember people who have passed away since the last Obon, which is such a special celebration for all of us. And really to remember everyone, as Sensei said, whoever you have lost or passed away, it's a good time. It's a good time to appreciate and have gratitude. But anyway, if anyone has not offered incense, please come back and offer incense now, if you haven't done so. And thank you again. We are having a little otoki. We can't use our gym or our classrooms, so we have a little treat from Fugetsudo. Yeah. So, please have it as you go out. I think our president, Jeannie Toshima, and others will be helping with that. But
in case people didn't hear, the one bathroom that is open is the one on the porch of the gymnasium. It's one person at a time bathroom, but it's open.
yeah. But anyway, thank you.
Back on the 7th,
Yeah.
Back on the 7th.
Back on September 7th. But thank you again for coming. I just feel better. This Hatsubon service was our first service back, so I feel honored to have you all come and join us. Thank you again, and have a safe trip home. Hopefully not too far.